Hello and welcome to the next episode of this is our series, which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now today is a big one because do you remember this?
So I can actually put it on the roof here.
Get it back on.
Oh, very.
It still haunts me to this day, but we have put everything in storage. Basically had to tidy everything back up after that. I picked up all the pieces. We've redone stuff in rough. We've put in the Winter Village. We've just put in some bits and pieces across there. We've got the Disney going across the top. We've just designed this Thrill Seekers section just here. It's all in rough, but it is now ready basically for base plates and adding in all the minifigures and everything like that. There is one more table to assess, which is this end just here, but that can wait because today is the day we do Ninjago. Now, obviously, it's not going to be built today, but I want to get all of the units pulled out, get the base plates on this table just for spacing, and then basically see how bad the damage is. Because we've now got two options. Basically, why do I keep saying basically for? We have two options, basically. We have got to either go deep on Ninjago and get this display done. I either just sit and repair this non-stop until it's ready, then get the newer Ninjago set to add to it, put the water down, put the boat in the middle, and then we are good to go. I've got some really nice ideas for it if, and it's a big if, there's lots of pieces missing, which there might be because they went absolutely everywhere. Very, very successful live stream until this happened. Yes, the table snapped with me on it and everything Ninjago related has now been mixed up and smashed together. But it gets better than that because not only did the table smash with the Ninjago City, Ninjago Docks and Ninjago Gardens all on top, the light also fell over, which has taken out half of the roller coaster track. Most of the roller coaster track now, which is an absolute pig. The light took out a bit of this, so that's not too bad. Don't know what damage it's done to the actual light itself or the Ghostbuster firehouse. And it continues as well, because this is the first time me stood here since the upload yesterday, or the live yesterday, shall I say. So underneath this table, I also had units stored because I was moving them all in the live. So underneath this table currently, I know that there is the pirate boat, the big sort of island. We also have a big rocket ship just there, and I've only just found out and remembered that all of my architecture sets are underneath that table as well. So as it stands, I think I've quickly done the maths, and it's over 20,000 bricks in total. Now, if you want to start figuring out how long that would take you to start putting together if the sets weren't mixed, well, all of these, obviously, well, they clearly are. And it gets better because not only do we have the table that I need to take out and then go to IKEA for, we do like a good IKEA trip, I've got to find the pieces because they have gone absolutely everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, they've ended up all the way back here as well, and it keeps going and going and going. So this is a special edition. This is a one-time full week upload, and I have to order bits. Like for this, for example, these have been on top of the table. These pieces were here. That is 1, 2, 3 tables away from when it smashed. And I'm still finding bits and pieces from these sets. So when, and not if, there are pieces missing, I will have to reorder them from the Lego website. Because like I said, it is my favourite theme and I love it. So I want to make it back to how it was because I thought it looked really nice. So if that is the case, we're going to have to leapfrog between two displays as we go. So obviously, I'm going to have to place the order from Ninjago and then put it on pause, which then means we might try and complete the superhero section, which means there'll be quite a lot of building involved on that because we've got an idea for this roller coaster being very heavily Spider-Man themed with regards to a bridge, a Ferris wheel and something else. So we've got the option of either waiting and doing, or just doing and then building up mountains and getting all the waterfalls and stuff in. and things like that. But until I pull this table out, crawl on my hands and knees, pull the stuff out from underneath the table, unclip the clip that is there, pull out all of the boxes that got put in there, I'm not going to know. So you know exactly what's going to happen now. You are going to go to a time lapse. I'm going to finish my breakfast, which is that nice fresh Monster can just there. And then I'm going to build up the courage to get this done. Well, that was absolutely horrendous, and that was supposed to be the easy bit. Now, yes, you did see there was quite a lot of containers that came out. I think we've got like 6 damaged bits and pieces. So the project manager that put these back in storage for me, put them in first, which is a right pain in the backside. So I shall be having words with the project manager regarding that one, because they couldn't have been any further back if they tried, but it is what it is. So we are where we are. And that is looking at a lot of smashed pieces, and I am now absolutely boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little bit of space so I can actually move around again. There's no point having you in a time lapse for that, because you're just going to see me crawl backwards and forwards. That's going to take about 20 minutes, half an hour. But before I do that, I want to put you back up here, because I said in one of the other uploads, so we go, that I thought the Monkey Kid waterfall would work behind the Rivendell. Now, I knew where it was. I couldn't get to it till now. Can I just squeeze this in? Because this is obviously only just been put in, and I have had a little bit of a tinker with the dragon. You're gonna have to go there, because this could end up in tears. So let's get you there. So I've got this shelf, obviously. If I go that way, it's not going to work. But if I go that way, as long as it clips together and stays together, will that fit behind that? It will, if I move this forward ever so slightly. It just needs to come, basically needs to grind against the back wall, then off. Like so. What is there? Is that a piece there? No, it's just the brickwork where it's just not level. It just needs to drop into place like that, and then it can be pushed back. There might be something in the way, but that is what that would look like. And I'd put that in on the angle, because I don't want it to be too overpowering. Let's get a light over on there. So that is what that looks like. So it could work, I think. It could work. Obviously this could be raised up, so we could have that feeding in to there, basically. So you've got water, waterfall, water around there, and then that is the plan of attack. So if I put that in at the angle, it actually fits a little bit better. at the angle as well. So that is a very, very good possibility, because I don't think it's going to work with the Ninjago anymore. So that's the plan of attack for that. I just need to, I think if I just raise that, you're up at the ceiling. If I just raise that up, I think would be good. And the dragon has gone in beside it. So in case anybody's wondering, that needs a bit of a tinker, because he's literally led belly down at the moment. Because I don't know how you guys and girls clip your dragon on to the sides. I just had to balance it. There's nothing on his belly. There's nothing there. His mouth is just there, so don't panic too much. I just need to clip all of that back together. And obviously once I tidy, this will go back to how it was, because we had only just put that back in. But I think as a thing, that does look quite nice. And again, if I, like I said, if I raised it up just so the base of it was just with that, I think that would look nice. And obviously the plan is to get eventually a castle, medieval market in front of it, the medieval village market thing. And then we're going to alternate from green to water to sand over in that corner, which I think would look good. So that is like going to be a very long-term project, just fiddling bits about and just keep adding to stuff. So yeah, we will see how that goes. I'm going to turn the camera off now, make a little bit of a walkway so I don't break my neck, and then we can have a better look at this. But look at the state of it. Oh, that is so painful to see, because I know two of them took a really big hit, and that was the city and the gardens. The one underneath is the docks, which isn't as horrendous. Now, I hope this goes on this table, but I am going to have to get my laptop out, or my phone, and a tape measure, which is always a worry. Actually make sure these fit with this slope of the ceiling. Now, they didn't work on here, but this is a lot lower. And if they do work there, if I can get a wider tabletop, because I've got a fair bit of width between the two, look, so I've got a big gap there and a gap here. If I can fill the width, and potentially I could come out a little bit longer, we could have a really nice Ninjago display, and then I can get some height right up at the back, because I've got some ideas for that. But these things are huge. Now, if it doesn't work there, we're going to have to make this up as we go along, which is going to be interesting. So this video, like I said, might be quite short, might be a lot of time lapses, until I start to open these tubs up and we actually go through the damage together. I'm not 100% sure what's going to be going on, but I needed to see this for myself, because it's not ideal. But every time I do it, I find more minifigures dotted all over the place. That again did ping off how these things fell off. Slightly different outfit on that one, different coloured legs. Never realised that. If I plonk that one, come on, go. No. Yes. That's different back as well. So I'm gonna have a mess around with all of these as we go, and as I find more minifigures, I'll give it a go. And then of course I've got to find all the instruction booklets, which would have been thrown somewhere in Rage. So I'm hoping they're easy enough to find, because if they're back in there, then I have really screwed myself over. So let me get my bits and pieces together, and I'll catch back up with you. Right, a little bit of progress to be made, nothing exciting, but you will be going to a time lapse soon. All I've done is I can walk. That's basically the highlight of what I've done so far. Now, like I said, I want to get this on the table. That is what we're about to do. I'm going to start with the one that is less violent, and then work our way through from there, because this one, I'm sure, is the city. Now, I just don't know how bad it is. And what I mean by bad is that could look a lot worse than what it is if it's just in big individual chunks and then they start clipping together. Because don't forget the modular. At the same time, I think I'm just lying to myself. I think it's horrific. So I think we'll start with the box at the bottom. That's the Ninjago docks, and we'll see what we can do with that. Now, I am very, very tempted, and I don't know if you guys and girls will agree with this, is to do a Ninjago series, which basically is just getting this done. It's just something that you can follow week by week or fortnight by fortnight, depending on how long it takes to do. I could do alternating weeks, which means I can spend a weekend doing this, and then the following weekend I can mess around with the other bits and pieces and then come back. So I don't get that much time up in here, because a lot of the people that do YouTube stuff have full-time jobs, if not more than one. So it's always difficult, but I also need to be weary of time for this Winter Village display as well, because there's bits and pieces that need to be fixed. I want to get all of this ready for the new one that's going to be coming out. And I've got ideas like we've already talked about. It's the treehouse. I'm going to get a load of white lily pads and then get them obviously up on that treehouse, and then add a little bit of white to the actual shaft as well. And I think that would look nice and clean. So that would be our on-site accommodation for the hotel. Add in the new modular, try and get the Home Alone house, and then this area is finished. Minus this whole big box down here of just Winter Village diorama stuff. It's just all minifigures, all trees, all bits and pieces. Now I want to spend basically a full day, half a day on that at some point. So you might get bits and pieces mixed in, but I think maybe to keep it easier for you guys and girls to follow, we do a Ninjago series. Now I'm doing my very, very best not to start this, but I think I need to. So I'm going to plonk you down just here on this shelf, and we will give it a go. So the bottom box is the one I need, standard. So let's just put that there. Now I know the docks is going to fit. I've got a tape measure there, so we can start tucking into this. So I've got the garden box just beside me. Now, without me having to grab my phone, has this? Yes, it has. 29 inches in height. Sounds like this. Oh, of course, there's bits in there, isn't there? Right, 29 inches is that. Now, to put it into perspective, if you've got this, the loop coaster, including the tape measure bit, is at least the tape measure bit again bigger. It's a scary, scary thing. So this thing really is absolutely massive. I think you might be able to see a little bit better like that, because it hasn't got a front screen. So I'm just guessing. Right, 29 inches. So how far back can we go? It's the easiest way of doing it. Go to the very, very back of the table. 26. That's 26, 27, 31. There. 27. 29. Oh, I know about 27. 29. Oh dear. That is not good. The only thing that's going to save this is going at the front of the table. So we will do live measuring right now. How tall is the new market? Ninjago City Market. It doesn't look as tall. 21. No, that's width. Height, 19. Huge difference then, 19. So will that go all the way to the back? Not that it needs to go to the back, but will it? Yes. So from the back of that table, we've got like 19.5 inches. So this could go all the way to the back. No. Oh, there's always going to be a problem with this. Right, so let's think about this together, because we like doing what is now called Lego maths. This is on a 32 by 32 base plate, but it also has a 32 by 16, which gives it a base plate and a half. The Ninjago docks is on a base plate and a half. Now they go parallel to each other. That is less than half a table, because you can get 4 32 by 32. In fact, you can get slightly more. So we have got on this table right now, we've got 1, 2. No, it's 4. You can get 4 with a I think it, by the looks of it, it's 2 studs as an overhang, and this table length will take 4 base plates, because the Ghostbuster Firehouse is a base plate and a half. There's a half a base plate in front of it. That takes it up to 2. Avengers Tower is a full base plate, and then the Doctor Strange is a full base plate. So we got 4 base plates. So for length, 2 base plates for the market, and then this goes beside it at a base plate and a half, which gives us half a base plate space left. The other side, it is the city is only a base plate, and then the Ninjago docks is a base plate and a half. So that's 2.5, so that gives us a base plate and a half of space somewhere, which then will allow us to do some little bits and pieces. Now, because what I am wanting to do is doing something in the middle, because I can just raise it up basically over the water, and I think that might work, because obviously the easiest thing to do is to have the city on the one side, the gardens on the other, then beside the city is the docks, and then obviously the other one that I don't have yet going beside this. Now, I have no luck with stuff, just stuff. Now, it was a thing at one point. I got one of the earlier ones of these. Now, teach me a lesson. It was missing some of the innards. So I've actually never been able to complete it. What I was waffling on about before the battery dies, I can't remember how far into the build it was that went wrong. So I know that there's going to be a delay of this. So I've moved the tub off and we have the docks in front. Now, like I said, I think this is going to be multiple parts. So I just don't know how to do it. I don't know whether to try and spend the next couple of days just getting the docks in, and then that's all you see. It's really, really difficult because I don't obviously want to mix the pieces up. We've got all the other little bits and pieces in situ, basically ready for this. Because if this doesn't fit here, it might need to be retweaked. And I don't know how I could do that, to be honest. Now, there's always been an option, and it has always been a plan, that I actually wanted to get the Monkey Kid stuff as well, which is obviously the slightly smaller stuff that looks beautiful. And that was actually going to go underneath this table. But this table, so this one here and this one here, is on an L. So underneath this L, I could actually get some Kallax cubes and just basically, or something else, because the lac table might be too tall, but that would fit straight underneath. I could create basically a secondary level of tables, basically. Don't particularly want it on the floor, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Because if it's going on the floor, I just need some tabletops, and then I've got the floor space then, for example, just to crouch down and see everything, because it's a huge area obviously underneath here, and it can wrap round. But obviously at the moment it's just mess. That's all it is. It's just mess. But we've got that idea for the Star Wars as well, so this could be a big one. So, moment of truth. How bad is this? Now, this is obviously the best bit. Oh, I remember that. That was from my review. And as I was reviewing it, the top actually fell off and went down the loft ladders. So hunt that one down, just for the pain. Right, individual pieces. What have we got? This is so pretty. So pretty. So there's basically, if I am going to do this in multiple series, I think I'm just going to give you more detailed look at everything. Because I was going to do this try and do this as a repair speed build, but I just don't think it's going to work. So you've got the Ninjago TV tonight on here, but this changes with all of the other signs that are located elsewhere around the building. I'm trying to remember. It might be on a separate bit, but you've got all the different bits and pieces for the roof. You've got the door. Then on the inside, I think that's Jay. That might be Jay. That's Jay's hairpiece. Yes, it is Jay. He's just chilling out on the slushy machines. I think there's a game machine in there. His hair's just come off again. So yeah, he's just chilling out because obviously they do need to work in the TV show. So they do have those kind of things. And then you've got a drinks machine here. That is a working drinks machine as well. And then you've got a lot of little bits and pieces. So get him off. Yes, it is Jay in his non-Ninjago attire. Come on. Yeah, so he's just in his civilian stuff. And what else is in there? Yeah, just got some little games in there, some other little bits and pieces. There's one piece in there. That is the only bit that's loose, and I don't know if that is connected to this. And there's another bit just there, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that either. So far, so good. So far, so good. Then we've got this bit, which is the training. This is the training bit. This is like their little dojo. All the stairs. You've obviously got all of the detail and everything from that in there. So, and again, you've got just a little bit of the fist, and obviously then you get the famous character that can't do anything. And that is very, very, very funny. Now there's a little baby in there. You've got all the amazingly, the fruit. I've managed to find all the fruit and veg and put all of that back in there. I think we'll just use this table as a thing, and we'll go through it bit by bit by bit. That might be the easiest thing, just give us some actual space. See the detail on the roof? This is going to be the issue if I can't find the rest of these, and they've been put in a different box. So you've got all these nice little boats that I want to connect up to everything. And then you've got things like that, look, with the fish. Obviously coming off the docks, it works very, very well going into the city. But the nice thing is as I start to clear these tubs up, it does mean the stuff that is underneath the tables will end up going back in the tubs, and then they will go back in to the storage. So I've just got to bear, remind me, because I've got to bear that in mind, because when I've got the 3 tubs and it's all full again, I actually need to get back into that space, so I will have to pull this table back out again, but I just have to be careful. So this is where we're at. You can see the amount of dust and everything, brick dust. So that is that. So we are 3 stories up. Now, how much can I remember? How does this go back together? Right, let's give this a go. Now, again, I need to spin the light round, so it's really dark. So that might be a little bit better, because the colours on this thing are beautiful, and the amount of water that comes off, like shines up off this, is something very, very special. Now, bit of history background lesson on this. This is from the Ninjago movie. The first 2 massive modulars are, so you do have the city of Ninjago. Now, the cool thing about this is that obviously you get completely different minifigures, because even though obviously it's based on the same characters from the actual TV show that came out after, the film is completely different. Now, I think we might be already struggling, because I might be missing pieces for a ladder, potentially, but we will worry about that as we go. So that is bit number 1. Now, what I absolutely love about all of these, because they are modular, is that obviously the staircase just connects up, and then there you go. So you can just put as many minifigures on there as you want to, and then you are good to go. So it looks, oh, it's just such a nice theme, this. Such a nice theme. So, next piece, I'm pretty sure it's the blue bit, and the roof goes on top of that. Now, I am missing a flower, which is not ideal. So, I think, yes, just looking at the staircase, that's how that goes. So, again, you've got that top step. On he goes, on he clips. And then look at that. Beautiful detail all up the sides. For all these nice buildings, like I said, they are modular. Up he comes, up he wraps around. So the roof is, this is the roof piece, I think. Is it? Don't know if it is, because it's got the hidden, oh, it's got some hidden Easter. Oh, we've seen those pieces already, haven't we? Where do we put them? So I'm assuming we level it up. We saw a blue one as well. Did I see a blue one? Have I gone mad? I thought I saw a blue bit. I don't take it out. No, I didn't. Hang on. Well, this bit that must be the roof then, because if these pieces here are in the next bit, it obviously means that that's how the roof guides on, because all the pieces clip together ever so slightly differently. So I just do it parallel to start with, like that. Yes, there you go. Look, sits in snug, so it just stops it from coming out, and then there's your top. Now we are missing quite an important bit, so I am very much hoping it is in one of the other boxes, which is the beautiful pink flower. Now I could just grab the box, because I've got all the boxes there just so I can see. I am going to be using my phone just from the actual big pieces like this. Then I need to find the instruction booklet for this thing, because this is the middle. So all the minifigures and everything that are included. I think it's just a double tier. So with what's left, don't forget, this is the easiest, because the others are absolutely buggered. Right, that has to be... I know I'm missing the ladders, because there will be some ladders that go with this, because you've got all of this, look, all the detail on the back. That's all you're going to hear me say. These are very, very special as I keep putting them together. So I do apologise for the repetitiveness of what I'm about to say. So no, 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 no. Got to be easier than that. Now, am I missing a tier? Am I missing a tier? Is that even that bit? It might not be, you know. No, it's not. I think... that might be there. Might be. I am missing the window. So... this is where it gets interesting, because potentially that isn't part of this. Now I'm looking at... don't worry, looking at that. That's what I'm going by. I know it's not the clearest thing. I know it's going to be flickering for you. But we have got that roof piece. We've got this thing, this lilac-y colour, which is beautiful. Violet, shall I say? Lilac, violet. I don't think that is part of that either. So this will be now potentially a laptop job. And all the bits I'm unsure of, I will put back in that tub. Because that's in the poly bag. Now, luckily I did all of that before it blew up. I say blew up. I dropped it, I'm an idiot. The boat will go with that, so that is perfect, so that goes there. Yes. Right, I'm just going to take a minute or two just to put stuff back in this tub. Like I said, this is going to be a very, very long process until we get some sort of progress, because obviously a lot of the colours are very, very similar. Like I said, that one side's done apart from that bit up at the top, which is a beautiful pinky thing. And I have not seen that on the floor. There's going to be quite a lot of pieces to order, I think. I think I can see this being a bit tearful. But I'll crack on, and then we'll see what we can do for the dogs, and then we'll go from there. Right, I have a plan. So minifigures are going to go on that. That'll actually get put into place, and then we know where we are for space. Then I was thinking of two options. I either put you to a time lapse and get all the pieces out, or I just show you how badly damaged the sets are in great detail. But because the sets are all going to have to be rebuilt to a degree, because some of them are going to be completely smashed, I could show you them in greater detail as we go. So this could just be see where we're at episode with regards to how badly it is all damaged, and then this will be the end of that, and then we can try and then fully rebuild each one in separate uploads, which does make sense. And then when we're waiting for pieces to come in, we can then start making up the dioramas with the water in the middle. There is the boat there that didn't get damaged, so obviously that we'll have to take a look at as well. So I think that might be the best port of call. So I'm going to take you to a time lapse because I've already looked back at some of the video files and we're already quite long and we haven't really done much. But I think this is why this has to be a series, because it's either going to be 3 hours long or it could be multiple uploads, which to be honest would be a little bit easy for me and time and all that kind of thing. So I'm just going to put minifigures on here. All the spare pieces will go in here. Then I need to grab that one, I think, because that is the city. He says. I'm thinking, what is in here? Before we go to a time lapse, let's actually have a look at what is in each. I'm not going to take anything out, but yeah. So that is the Chinese New Year. I recognise the blue and the ice cream. Obviously, can't not forget the ice cream. That is the Ninjago garden. So those are those two in there together, which is what those pieces are from. So there you can finally go in here and you can see just how bad that one is looking. But I am hoping that the pieces we need are in the one that goes with this, because these two clip together perfectly. So that's why I want to line these up as a duo. And this is where the progress starts to slow. Look how many different pieces this one is in. And I just hope I've not been mixing them up. I did do eyeballing it and just hope for the best when we put it in. But 3 tiers. Luckily the base actually is still solid. Might not look like it, but we are almost okay on that. Apart from this little bit by the looks of it just here. So you've got Mr. Crab just round at the corner, and obviously this is all the water that you can just get some gorgeous photos of that obviously then clicks into the actual docks. Now obviously I've lost all the fruit and veg, so that all needs to be replenished and replaced. And there should be Sweep, should be in here. That's his little chill out area. He's obviously the cleaner from this. Now don't forget this. Don't forget this one is also from the movie. So Ninjago Docks and Ninjago City are both in the movie. The gardens and the new one is from the TV show. So they've only done 2 from the film. So you don't necessarily have to backtrack these 2 if you're suddenly going, oh, I really, really like these. These are incredible. It's like possibly one of the best builds and the best colours ever for the Ninjago City. The docks, it's nice, but there is a lot of water to put down over that base plate and a half. It's nice, and obviously you add a little bit of colour just coming up in here. That these things just here, you've got the bright blues with the comics, and then obviously you've got this really nice water. Each room is completely different, and then when it suddenly clips together, and the fact that you can walk all the way around it, it's something else when it does click into the docks. But if you haven't started your Ninjago collection, but you do like the look of it, the garden, which is this thing here, is still available on the LEGO website as the time of this being uploaded. So if you do like the look of the Ninjago City Gardens, it's impressive. Don't think it's as structurally sound as these 2, just because of how it is. It's different, it's nice. What I've built so far works, it does look good. The different levels relate to different things that I've seen in the TV show as well, so I understand the Easter eggs. But like I said, I've not actually been able to complete it. But I will if we are going to go very, very deep into this project. But like I said, this is just a 32 by 32. And then if we just very quickly push this back, grab a random, what's that, old runway. 32 by 32 there. 32 by 32 on that side. That is our water down the middle. So hopefully the boat will fit in that gap. I think I need a slightly wider table, to be honest. The table legs aren't a problem, but if I could get a slightly wider table, I think we'll be absolutely laughing. Because ideally I'd fill in fill it over to here. There's no reason why it's not. It's just a slightly smaller table head. So if I can find a different type of tabletop to go on the top, I've got the legs that can screw in. I've got plenty of spare legs. I've got another table just here. I could, and I have in the past, spun that the other way round and had two tables side by side, but it's really tight. Like here, for example, it's nice to stand and display, whereas where the table is spun the other way around, your back is to the loft ladder and you have less than a tiny step before you break your neck, which I nearly did on a live, if I remember. So that's why I spun the table around. I'm never going to do that again. So that can't happen. So we have to do something with this potentially. So we were here, weren't we? I'm getting sidetracked. So we are at this bit, and you've got all this really pretty artwork stuff. It just seems to be at the bottom is intact to a degree. So you've got all these bits and pieces. Now up here, look, you've got a bit of water there. So you've got I think there should be a drip of water coming out on this one. So they have actually got little Easter eggs with regards to water in all of them. And the newest one actually has a poo, doesn't it? So that's what that actually has. So all of this, not too sure if that is actually just little Easter eggs that you actually build up before, and then you just know that they're there. That is a frog, so I'm assuming that will go on the lily pad. That will go there, that will go there, that will go in there. Feels like I'm doing a Lego Blue Peter of, if you can't afford to get this, or it's sold out, just do this. Now there's another crab randomly in there, so that is out and saved. Because don't forget, you've got all the fishing things. That's why I want a load of water in here. And the new dragon waterfall would work very, very well with this, because it would be feeding the water in. And then potentially underneath the big city, you could then, because in the UK we've got these A-frame roofs. In the States you've got your nice big basements and it's a flat roof. In the UK we can get an extension where it's basically up across the top and it goes away and it gets a full redo, which would make my life a lot easier, but it's a huge amount of money. Instead of building the mountains up top with bits and pieces that I potentially want to put here and here, I could go underneath the table, like I said, with the Monkey Kid stuff and some of the other Ninjago bits and pieces as well, because there's the Temple of Air Jitsu, which is just beautiful. That's what everybody puts up on the mountain. But what I'm trying to get at is, don't forget, they have, every year they train in a different dojo. Now obviously the original one from series 1 with the Destiny's Bounty is the most famous one. Big compound, very, very cheap to get secondhand, and it didn't really hold its value new. But you see it in everybody's city really high up, because don't forget, that is the one where they snake around the mountain with the stairs to get to the top. Now if I can't do that because of the ceiling height, I could potentially do that underneath this table, but go right from the bottom of the floor and then raise it up and then put a load of lighting down that way. So maybe I just get the tabletops and have the whole height of the table to do bits and pieces, because I can easily sit on this floor and display from underneath there and not do it with the Kallax cube, because I think the lac table, sorry I bit my lip, I think the lac table is slightly taller than the Kallax cube. So I just don't know if we'll have enough height underneath. So I don't know what to do. Oh, is that the piece we need? No. This is where it gets a little bit tricky now, because we've got white and white. Now I am almost 100% sure, that this should go around here somewhere. Nope, I'm talking absolutely nonsense. But I think this is actually from up here. Go that way. Yes, I think it goes there. I could be lying to you drastically, but I think the other ladder clips in on that bit, because I can't remember there being a big bit of white. Oh, unless it's this bit. That goes straight on there, doesn't it? That's embarrassing. So it goes straight up top on there. So that's where that is. It just needs to be built up at the bottom. I thought it was different sizes. Then you've got the nice little phone up on that bit. You've got all these amazing elements here. Look, so you've got the brown head with no face print. And there's just a lot of different bits and pieces to figure out and sort out. I don't know whether to start the next episode on this, because this is now going to take hours. Maybe I'll finish it rough. Maybe I will try and do what I can. See what's actually broken. Layer it back up with each other. Get my phone and just see the photo. Because like this, for example. This is quite a cool little bill. I say little, it's huge. But that will go like that, for example. So that goes into here. This, I think, goes underneath around there somewhere. So it'll be the other way. So this bit will come off. Or actually it might just go like so. We have another bit there. And that all clips in. So that means that bit would go like that. And then we have another panel that goes on the side, and this is the very, very top of the city, and it has all of these bits sticking out the side. Yes. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how long this is going to take, because I think doing this as a separate video will be a full video, just to try and get this bit back together. I wonder if I just upload multiple in a week. That way it's easy for you guys and girls to follow. And I can't remember if I said it, but I did find the pink thing. I put that pink thing up at the top. So that does look very, very smart. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll have a think about it, and then we'll wrap the video up one way or the other. We'll either carry on with it for a little bit, or I'll wrap it up. I want to see how long this video's been so far. So I think it's been quite long already of me just waffling. And then, like I said, I just don't know what's going to be in that third box, and that's where it's going to start getting a little bit tricky. So I could take my time putting this next piece together, do that in a separate video, do the same thing for the third one, and then we can start their sweep, and then we can just start actually putting all these people in the right place, because it's going to take me hours, I think, to get this back together. I don't think it's going to be easier stripping it apart. I think we should be good with this, but at least you know the project is well, it started. Right, I've had an idea at last. Now obviously it's going to be given away in the name of the title, but the light bulb has just gone off this far into the video. I might as well focus my time on that one first, rather than try and get all of them out, because that is just not going to work. Because if there's pieces for this one in this one, I'm then not going to have any space. So we know the remainder of the Ninjago docks is not in with the city, so it must be in with the garden. So I might as well open that up, try and find the bit that is going to go there, and then I can then get the city back out on the table in the next upload, and then basically try and do the same thing. Because we have got, obviously, this in there, and we've got other bits and pieces that are obviously mixed in with that. That's the only way I can think of doing it, because it's just going to take forever otherwise. So we're just going to focus on the docks. That is why now the title, I would imagine, will say Lego Disaster Ninjago Series The Docks, or something stupid like that, just to keep it nice and simple, nice and clean. So it does mean I've got to put all of this away, which I will do very, very quickly in a time lapse, and then we will get the next one out, open it all up, see what there is there, because we just need to find basically the bit that goes on top just there. So we're either missing the roof as well, or we're just missing that one piece. Now I will double check and triple check that this is not it, but it don't think it will be, because there isn't actually anywhere for the ladder to go. So it has to be in on the other one, I hope. Otherwise that then will get added to the list of, it's another box. And then I don't know, I'm gonna have to get the rest of those boxes out. And I really, really hope I wasn't that stupid. So leave it with me, time lapse for you, moving all of this, see if we can find that bit, we'll wrap it up, and then the next one will start with me unboxing all of this again, and then try and put that one together. Well, that did not quite go to plan because it's not in there either. It's not exactly a small thing, and we haven't got loads and loads of small pieces. So obviously, like I said, all of these rolled off. They all went absolutely flying. And I thought I did a full sweep and put everything in the boxes best I could, and then we stacked the boxes up. Now there is obviously 2 more boxes in there, so potentially they might have gone in there by mistake, or because it's a perfect size bit, I've seen it and put it somewhere else, but I don't remember seeing it at all. I do not remember seeing it at all. So that is a speed bump and a hurdle, but we can overcome that because it is only that bit. So the only thing I can think of, because obviously that bit, I put that there, is, see, didn't want to do that, is it fell off, and it's in the other bag. It's in here. I don't think it is. I only think it was the bit in the middle. I don't think the top 2 bits fell off. It's just quite a big bit with no roof, not to be anywhere, unless it's in the box. But like I said, we're going to do this bit by bit. We'll basically get as far as we can with every single modular, finding the piece that we can find. I'll move on to the next one, do the exact same thing. So the city's going to be a lot harder than this one to put together, so it's going to take forever. This one is, well, it's a wreck, which I knew was the case. This is the one I think went the furthest as well, but it's very odd because of the triangular shape. You can see how much flex is in that because there's no supporting bit on the side, whereas these are obviously all modular. This isn't so much. It's like the levels are slightly different. It's all done slightly differently, which isn't a bad thing. It does look fantastic, but it isn't as stable. But it does look very, very pretty. So what I will do while I'm thinking about it is just put, because that is there, that goes with that bit there, as does that bit. So I've done my best to keep it all safe and sound, that bit. And then I know that bit is as well, because it's that yellow. And then that is from that boat. So that's it. That's as far as we can get on Project Docks, which is what it might be called. I'll figure something stupid out. Keep your eyes peeled for the next one, because obviously you now know what's going to be coming, and we will try and do this as like a mini series. I do want to get these in as quickly as possible. Now obviously we have got the spring lantern set that I've just taken out of that. That potentially needs to go somewhere, or it won't go anywhere at all. And don't forget, this one is also a base plate and a bit, and this should all be built up lovely with these elements. So it's got a real nice roof on. It's about yay high. Zane Shrine, a bit of a spoiler for you, which is a perfect Easter egg if you've actually seen the show. It's very, very, very cleverly done. But I just don't know where that bit is. It's just the ladder. It's just a big chunky ladder piece, and it's the same height as that again before we have the roof. So I am just going to carry on with this plan that I'm making up as we go along. Get the next bit done, get the next bit done. Start using the empty tubs to get the stuff off the floor with. See if that bit is actually on the floor. Like I said, it could have gone absolutely flying. And then when we pull the table out, I can then check for the boxes that are at the back. If the same thing then starts to happen with the city, which is what I'm going to start on next, clearly there's another tub, which I didn't think there was. And that means I will have to get those pieces out earlier, so it means we can finish the boat off. You with me so far? It's going to be a very, very long process, but it will be worth it. So guys, that is it, and I am done. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let me know what you think of this project. Are you happy that it's going to get rebuilt? How would you do it? I just don't have the space, and I've got to get everything on this one table. So it's going to be nice and exciting. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.